Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns made his return to WWE on Raw last week, generating a massive buzz. The OTC returned right after the #1 Contenders Gauntlet match, where Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed unleashed an attack on Jey Uso and CM Punk. Since his return, Reigns has left the world talking about the potential match he is set to have at SummerSlam. Reigns confronted Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed this week on Raw, and after a war of words, chaos broke out as both Reed and Breaker managed to take down the OTC. However, Jey Uso made his way out to help his cousin even the odds. Following his 2 appearances on Raw, fans have been speculating that Reigns will team up with Jey Uso to take on the duo of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam, which could end up being the main event of Night 1 as well. The potential tag team match could end up generating a buzz, being Roman Reigns' first match since his loss at WrestleMania 41. On his return match, Reigns could introduce a new manager as well. The OTC Roman Reigns could bring out WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi for the first time in 2,203 days since July 2019, to announce him as his new Wiseman, which could add a lot of excitement for the storyline. A potential twist like this could open up a plethora of opportunities to further enhance the rivalry between the two factions until Seth Rollins returns and WWE finally books a singles match between the two men. Fans will have to wait and see what the company has in store for the stars next. Rikishi addressed Roman Reigns' rumored match at SummerSlam recently. While Roman Reigns is seemingly set to team up with Jey Uso to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam, earlier rumors suggested a singles showdown between Reigns and Breaker. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi addressed the potential singles match between Reigns and Breaker during a recent edition of his Off the Top podcast, stating that it would be too early for the former Intercontinental Champion to face a massive name like Reigns at the biggest party of the summer. Braun Breaker has been moved in that position to be a main event player on his own soon. Right now, he's surrounded to get that kind of rub and also to kind of be able to lead him. But he's a quick learner. He's a great athlete. He looks good. His promos are there, but I feel like in due time, he is going to be that person too, Rikishi said. While fans had been excited for the match between the two men, time will tell if WWE will move forward with a tag team match or book a singles showdown between them. The air inside the sold-out arena was electric, a suffocating tension that only the bloodline could conjure. For weeks, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso had teased that the family's future would be rewritten. Rumors spread like wildfire, a new enforcer, a betrayal, or maybe the crumbling of the dynasty altogether. But no one could have guessed that after 2,203 days away from WWE, an exiled mind would return to stand by the tribal chief's side, as the bloodline's new Wiseman. The night began like any other. Roman Reigns' music hit, and the island of relevancy rose from the ashes once more. Clad in his signature black shirt emblazoned with "Acknowledge Me," Roman stalked down the ramp with an authority that made every fan instinctively bow their heads or raise their index fingers in fealty. Jey Uso followed, no longer the conflicted brother, but the right-hand man, the last loyal blood. Inside the ring, Roman lifted his microphone and waited. He always waited, it made the crowd chant his name louder. Last week, he began slowly, savoring each word. "My family suffered an embarrassment. Solo Sikoa, our enforcer, chose to stand alone. He thought this table didn't need a head. He thought this bloodline didn't need guidance." Roman turned, his eyes locking with Jey's. A silent nod passed between them. "But the bloodline never stands alone," Jey roared. "When we lose a soldier, we bring back a general." The lights in the arena dimmed. The giant screen flickered to life, flashing images of Samoan warriors, tribal masks, and echoes of past bloodline triumphs. Then, a date appeared, December 17, 2018, the last time this man had walked WWE's ramp. The crowd murmured. Could it be? The tribal drumbeats faded into a single heartbeat. Then a familiar voice, seasoned and calm, resonated, "My name is Armando Alejandro Estrada." The arena erupted. Most had written off Estrada as a relic, a manager who once guided Umaga, the late Samoan bulldozer, through ruthless carnage. He vanished when Umaga was released and later passed away, and many thought he would never step between the ropes again. But tonight, the bloodline didn't just want a mouthpiece, they wanted a Wiseman. A man who knew how to unleash savagery. A man who remembered the old ways. Estrada emerged from the smoke in a crisp white suit, his trademark fedora casting a shadow over a grin that oozed danger and nostalgia all at once. He didn't rush to the ring. He stalked it, savoring every step down the ramp, as if reclaiming ground lost for over 2,000 days. Inside the ring, Roman Reigns extended his arms in welcome. Estrada slid in and embraced Jey first. Then, he faced Roman. The crowd fell silent. In a move dripping with symbolism, Roman handed Estrada the microphone, the same way he once trusted Paul Heyman. A new wise man was here. "Ladies and gentlemen," Estrada purred, with that trademark Cuban swagger. "You thought the bloodline was broken? You thought Roman Reigns was abandoned? No, no, no. What you see tonight is not just a dynasty. This is a resurrection." He paced the ring, eyes locked on the cameras, his grin widening. Solo Sikoa wants to forget his roots. He wants to stand alone? Let him. Roman Reigns does not kneel to traitors. Roman Reigns conquers them. And I bring him the wisdom of the fallen. The mention of the fallen, Umaga, hit hard. Chants of Umaga, Umaga, rumbled through the stands. Estrada raised his hand to hush the crowd. "The Samoan bulldozer taught me what savagery is. He taught me that our people do not beg for mercy. We make others beg for it." Jey stepped forward now, his voice rough with emotion. "This family lost our first wise man when Paul Heyman turned his back to us, when he dared to doubt the tribal chief. Now we got someone who knows what real loyalty means." Estrada pointed at Roman. "This man is not just the tribal chief. He is the living embodiment of every warrior before him. With me at his side, the days of mercy are over. If Solo Sikoa wants war, he will get it. If Cody Rhodes wants to finish his story, we will rewrite it in his blood." Roman's smile was cold and regal as he draped an arm over Estrada's shoulder. He lifted the microphone one last time. "Heyman. You thought you were irreplaceable. You thought you built the bloodline. I am the bloodline. And with my new wise man, we're going back to our roots. Back to the days when we didn't just run this place, we wrecked it." The lights cut out. A final image appeared on the Titantron, a burning tribal mask. When the lights returned, Roman, Jey, and Estrada stood united in the center of the ring, arms raised. The message was clear: the bloodline didn't just survive betrayal, it evolved. Backstage, the locker room buzzed. Younger talent whispered in fear and awe. Veterans like Randy Orton and Seth Rollins exchanged glances, silently acknowledging that the chessboard had changed overnight. Paul Heyman, watching from some undisclosed location, was rumored to have smashed a monitor in rage. Solo Sikoa's camp released cryptic social media posts teasing his own new alliance, but who would dare stand against a resurrected bloodline guided by a man like Estrada? For the fans, the speculation ignited instantly. Would Estrada introduce another Samoan monster to carry Umaga's legacy? Would he manipulate Jey the way Heyman once did with Roman? Could Roman truly trust this new wise man, or was history doomed to repeat itself? No one knew. And that was the power of it. For the first time in years, the bloodline felt unpredictable again, raw, primal, and drenched in the old magic that made fans believe that family meant everything, until it meant nothing. As the show went off the air, Roman leaned into the camera, his voice low but cutting through the millions watching. 2,203 days he waited. Now he's here. And now, we destroy everyone who forgot why they should fear us. Somewhere in the shadows, a tribal drumbeat echoed again. The bloodline wasn't dead. It was reborn, sharper, darker, and wiser than ever. And with Armando Estrada whispering in his ear, Roman Reigns had never looked more dangerous.